Hello, and welcome to the fourth part of us playing Minecraft. Now, today we do have to finish our house we have over here that we started building, and it is looking great, but it is currently missing a floor. So, we do have to gather clay. And the best place I know that there is clay is in the lush cave we found a while ago. So, I'll just head there and grab some. And that is our clay harvested, as now we have multiple stacks. But just because I don't want to waste our sugarcane, I will harvest it. And there we go, we have got our clay, collected some sugarcane, and now I am just going to let these bricks smelt. But it is getting dark, so I do want to close the doors, even though we don't have a ton of protection in this house, and try to sleep. I did also move our bed, just because we do have more floor to put it on top of. So now at this point though, I think it would make sense to actually make a real farm back here, as we do need food, and there is actually quite a bit of flat space back here. And there we go. We have completed the basis for our farm, and we can pretty much just expand it from here whenever we get more seeds. Now, we do have a ton of area already, and this house is coming along nicely. I think it's looking great. Now what we mainly need to do is finish the floor and put a roof on it, which, because I am waiting on materials to make the floor, I do think we should look towards what we could make the ceiling out of. Now, I want it to be a more simple house, not anything too crazy. So I am probably just going to experiment with a few different designs. And there we go, that is our roof complete, and again, closer to our whole house being complete, as we are simply just waiting on clay to smelt into bricks, and then we can turn it into brick blocks. Now what I do want to do is make another door, because at the back I realized it would be very useful, and now that we've actually built the farm based off of this kind of path, we need to have a door. Now I think what I want to do is start moving more of our stuff from our temporary camp that was this way over to our new home. And there we go, that is our few items sorted out. And again, we can continue to build our house. Now something I would like to do is make sort of a storage section of the house, which I will probably dedicate to this side, as you can't really put chests against walls, or rather glass, because it just doesn't look too nice. So I am going to move my bed. And I would also like to get the wandering trader out of my house now. And there we go. I also lighted up the area a bit more and got a little closer to completing our floor. Now, I would like to look towards maybe some future projects we could do. Now, I do definitely want to, if you remember from part 1, explore the abandoned mineshaft towards that direction. And actually, I think that is something we could do now. Now, just as we were doing some exploring, I saw that ruined portal, and also a huge cave. Now, over here, I think this is a ravine connected to it, and it goes pretty deep too. So this is definitely something to keep in mind for the future. And as we can see over there, there is another huge cave opening. But I do want to keep away from them for now, just because I don't really want to risk losing all of my stuff trying to mine in them without a ton of materials. So now I am going to continue to look for spawn. Here we go, we have found spawn and the mineshaft too. So now I would just like to do a little bit of exploring. Now honestly, while editing another video, I feel like I saw a chest that I didn't loot, but that's okay. Now again, we do have to remember, in these kinds of caves there are cave spiders, which do actually a pretty fair amount of damage, and poison damage too. So we do need to be careful. And there we go, we have encountered our first spider who actually did quite a bit of damage to us. As we can see over here, this is the actual spawner. So just so we don't get too many cave spiders, I would like to light it up. I am also realizing having a shield would definitely be a good idea. This chest we can see we got loads and loads of material, particularly iron. Now again, this is a dead end, so we should travel back and look for more openings. And there we go, I think we have by now explored the whole cave, except this one chest I am unable to find. But then again, that's alright, as we have found actually a pretty good amount of material. Now, I am also seeing though, well, there's this little nook, but then there's also this pretty deep cave that goes down there. So again, that is another place to note for mining and looking for materials in the future. With that said though, I am going to head back to our base, as I do not want to be out while it is this dark. But then again, I am seeing a whole nother branch I haven't explored, which I do know that you can get diamonds from minecarts in these places, but it is pretty risky as there can be huge numbers of mobs that do essentially just gang up on you. there we go, we were actually out for so long that night has passed and it is now daytime. Now, we do still have a bit more or clay to smelt to turn into bricks, but we are really getting there. The floor is super close to being completed. Actually, we don't need to smelt anymore, as we have completed the inside of our home. Now, outside is a different story, as we can really just expand this as far as we want. Of course, not like going up a mountain completely, but if we really wanted to, we could. Now, I do also want to look into a sugarcane farm, mainly just so that when we get villagers, particularly librarians, we will have the ability to trade paper with them. So, I do think I will start setting that up now. Now, ignoring these llamas trying to spit at this underwater zombie, who is now drowned and is completely unbothered, what I like to do with sugarcane farms is actually sort of build them into the water, because it does make it a ton easier, and it kind of just looks really cool, in my opinion. Now I did finish building the sort of patio around the house, and I did also smelt some cobblestone so that it becomes stone, and then it will eventually become smooth stone so that we can make a new project. Now my idea is to put sort of like a library over there across the lake where we could have villagers, particularly a lot of librarians. Now, I think that'll just be a really cool project, and I think it'll look pretty cool too. Now, if we are going to do that, we are going to need a ton of stone. So I do think we should look into making a quarry somewhere, and perhaps here we'll do, maybe into the side of this mountain, as maybe one day we will need to sort of level the mountain for a little bit more farming space, or just area to build in general. Now, while making a kind of stone quarry and something I hoped that would, maybe turn into like a strip mine, I have just found probably the largest cave I have ever seen. Now, I do hear quite a few mobs, so I would like to be careful. But it does seem we are going to be able to find more ores and more materials than ever. Now, just taking a quick look around, there is quite a lot of stuff. Now, I do have coal, so I can make a few torches. Now, that is a skeleton who does not like us and would like to shoot us with his arrows. Now, I do also, I did see before a abandoned mineshaft too. Now, again, I would like to be careful as we aren't super equipped yet, but it is definitely an opportunity to look out for. Now, again, I do just want to take a little bit of a peek, and I mean, this is a pretty humongous cave, and I think it'll go pretty deep too. So this might be something we do next time, and look for diamonds in it. With the stone being smelted now, I think this is a good place to leave off this video. We have gotten quite a bit done, and even though it is a little rainy and a little dark, our house is still looking nice, our sugarcane is still growing, and our new farm is developed and ready to grow for us. Anyways, that's the end of this video, and I really want to thank you for watching through the whole thing. It really means a lot. In the meantime, if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them down below, and have yourself a great day.